Sometimes it really does feel like there's no good left in the world. We see all the things happening, especially online in our feeds, and we just think there's no more good. Everyone's so evil nowadays. No one even cares anymore. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chunks and Chats. This is episode 12. Well, I wouldn't say episode. This is my 12th video. And today I want to hopefully change your mind. If you think that there is no more good in the world, that everyone is just in it for themselves or out to get you, I'd like to try and change your mind if you'll listen to me today. And I used to think the same thing. I felt like nobody cared anymore. I have had a couple of friends who told me that they would always be there for me, no matter what. That I could go to them with anything, that I could share anything with them. I've even had people who I've made mistakes and I've hurt, and they told me that they forgave me, and they were like, "Yeah, no, it's cool. We'll still be friends and all that." And they turn around and never speak to me again. So it definitely shook my trust in just people in general. So I understand that. And I've also seen more than I would like to be aware of online. I won't get into all that, but there's always evil going on. But the thing is, the good is just, it's there. It's just hidden. And honestly, like, it makes sense in a way, because something that you have to look for is usually worth finding. And so I think about that, and I think about the friends who I do still have, or even like the friends who I haven't had very long, but have been around long enough to show me that they really do care. That's beautiful. And so there's good. There are people who will give up everything for you. You're not the only good person left in the world. And one of the best ways to realize that is to just get off the internet. Keep watching this video, obviously. Please don't leave me. But we can spend a lot less time on social media, especially the short form content. A lot of the news we don't need to be watching, because they create their revenue by invoking strong emotions in you. And negative emotions are unfortunately just stronger than positive ones a lot of times. So that's what they try to get. But if you start spending a little more time in real life, start actually talking to people, whether it's online or real life, if you just start talking to people instead of watching videos, especially those posted by big accounts trying to get engagement, oh man, you'll feel so much better. Late last year, I did somewhat of a social media cleanse because I was just so addicted, and I uninstalled Instagram, and I stayed off of it for a little over a month, actually. And it was weird at first, because I realized that I just had a habit of naturally just opening Instagram whenever I was bored, whenever I like had a free second. And so I caught myself going into my phone and into my social media folder and clicking the void where Instagram used to be. And only then did I realize, whoa, I do this so habitually I don't even think about it. And so it took a couple of weeks for me to train myself to let go of that muscle memory of opening that app. And eventually I stopped altogether. And whenever I had a free moment, I just kind of existed. I just sat and thought, prayed sometimes even. I think it's important that we pray multiple times a day because God is always listening and he always wants us to come to him. So I ended up reinstalling Instagram, and I definitely have a healthier connection to it than I did before. I think it would be nice if I could just eliminate it all together, but for some reason it's just hard to permanently remove it from my life, especially when I use it to connect with friends. But I'm definitely better with it than I used to be. And YouTube has also shown me some good in the world that I just I just can't believe it. The video I posted earlier this week to my wife, I got over 2,000 people seeing that. And there were so many encouraging comments on that video, like people relating, sharing their personal experiences, offering empathetic words to me. Like, I didn't realize I would get so much encouragement on that video. Like I really appreciated it. And it's crazy. Like, you guys are so awesome for that. That's my biggest video so far. And it's a little bit embarrassing that 2,000 strangers had to listen to me cry, but it is what it is. And I'm very thankful for seeing all of you nice people offer your encouragement on that video. And I hope that we continue to cultivate those tender interactions. Not just for my sake, but for your sake as well. We need a lot more love in this world. and there is a lot of love. It's just so hard to find, but it does exist. So hopefully that encourages you a little bit. It's hard to prove it. It's kind of just something that has to be gathered from personal experience. And sometimes you got to go through the worst to come out and see the best. If we didn't have trials and struggles, we wouldn't really appreciate the finer things in life, the goodness, the love. And that's, in a way, kind of how God treats our relationship with him. If everything was all sunshine and rainbows, we would take him for granted. We wouldn't really appreciate, all the good that he does for us. And it sucks that we have to, sucks that we have to go through those trials and those uncomfortable changes and those scary, uncertain times. But when we come out at the end, we're only so much more appreciative of the good times. And that's, I do believe that's how heaven is going to feel. We're going to be so grateful for it because we had to survive a life of pain on earth. And when we get there and when we live with him, it's just going to feel so much better. If everything was good from the start and there was no bad, it wouldn't mean as much, It's the same thing about free will. Like, if God just saved us all for no reason, whether we asked for it or not, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't mean as much. But when we choose to love him, when we choose to accept him, It creates a real connection. It's so much better. And if I can do my best to understand God's perspective, which I'll be terrible at, but if I can try, I would say that I would rather my friend love me for real instead of me control their every action. I would want them to have free will. I would want a real relationship, not a controlled one. Same thing with a romantic relationship. The exact same thing applies. You want your partner to love you for real. You don't want them to just stay with you out of fear or because it's the right thing to do or anything like that. You want them to actually care about you. And I think God feels the same way, which is why he doesn't just save us all, whether we ask for it or not. He waits for us to come to him. And I don't know how I got here. I was just trying to talk about good people existing, but they're real, guys. They are real. I promise. I've met some people who are absolutely amazing to me. And I have some friends who will never, ever, ever give up on me, and I'm so grateful for them. And unfortunately, most people these days, I feel like are pretty introverted. So it's hard for me to understand the majority because I'm an extrovert and I make friends a little bit easier. So I'm not going to downplay it. I'm not going to act like I completely understand you because I don't. I want to. I want to understand how you guys work. I want to understand the introvert mind and know how to comfort those individuals. Because I understand you guys have a harder time making friends. It's a little bit uneasy, and it's not fun. I do understand that it's hard. I'm not gonna make light of that. But I will continue praying for you, and if you are struggling to find people, to find friends, the first friend that you can go to is Christ. He will always be there for you, and he's never gonna let you down. I can promise you that. If you run to him, if you give up to him, if you confess that he was always right, he will never, ever, ever let you down. He'll let you go through some hard times for sure, but he's never going to give up on you. He won't let you fall, I promise. And I really hope that you can find some friends. And if you ask God for those friends, he'll give them to you. I went through a phase of not wanting to meet anybody because I had been hurt by people who I thought would be with me forever, who would always care about me. But I went through those painful phases, and I asked God to heal me, and I asked him to show me some friends, and surely enough, he did. And I wished I had asked him sooner, because once I said, God, I need a community, he gave that to me. He really did. I've met some amazing people, especially recently, having gone through a really weird year. But what started out as the worst year of my life has been not exactly that. Maybe even one of my best years, actually. Just because I've had such an amazing spiritual reawakening. God is good, y'all. He really is. I can't stress that enough. No matter how many times I say that, I cannot express to you how amazing he really is. Like he is beyond words. And I really hope that you'll go to him. Anyway, I think I'm talking in a circle. I don't want to keep repeating myself and making the same point over and over again. That's not a very entertaining video. But I appreciate you guys coming by, sticking around, hanging out with me today we didn't get a whole lot done, but we got some wood because I want to make a house out of spruce. I always do spruce. And I'm thinking like mud bricks for the pathway. I think that would blend pretty well. I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll just have to let me cook. If you have any other ideas, though, things to build, we still need a name for the wolf. Let me know. Let me know what you guys have in mind. Maybe we'll do some exploring too. I do remember that we need to go back to the well and the desert temple and brush the sand. So we'll have to do some traveling too eventually. But I do want to get the house set up. I want to live in more than just a camp. So we'll do some terraforming later, and we'll figure it out. But until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.